Okay. So my first one was actually, it wasn't even during the summit, but it was when I was talking to Shauna, um, that it really clicked with me. We were just talking about like how you handle customers and returns. Do you do you handle shipping for them? And, she like what stuck with me was talking about stop apologizing for things. And I've heard it a billion times, but I kind of had one of those like aha moments as far as, when something's out of stock, instead of being like, oh, gee, I'm sorry, and kind of getting stuck at that point, then turning it around really and being like, yeah, it's crazy. We're just growing so much. And to really focus on the fact that this is boutique. The idea is that it's exclusivity. And I don't know who knows me, but I also work for Stitch Fix. So Katie and I were discussing that, like, how much I talk about Stitch Fix and some of the summit stuff that I've done for them and the ownership that I take in the company. That's not even mine. And Zaya's my baby to really focus on, and how like Stitch Fix has exclusivity with their products, and how this is something that I really need to focus on saying, like, making everything with a positive spin. Yes, we are out of things because people love it. Like, it's a good thing. Like, selling out of something means that it was that in demand that people love it. It's not sitting there. Inventory's flying. So I really, like, it stuck with me that I need to stop saying, oh, I'm sorry, we don't have that. It's like, yep, it's gone. Like, if you love it, you got to grab it because it just might not be there. So it was kind of like just taking ownership, in my business and what I'm doing, and to be proud of it. This is something that I love. I started it because I love the clothes. So it's something that I'm passionate about, and I want to stop feeling like I should walk into things with like any kind of trepidation, or like it, yes, it's an MLM, but it's my business. So I want people to see like my passion, and really like take that and run with it. And already just in like the less than 24 hours, I've talked to a couple of people. I just sent 2 people over to our site to kind of get some more information about becoming a rep. So, and I feel like that's just because how my attitude's changed. So yeah, I want to keep it short because I could ramble forever, but it was amazing.
I love it. That's so good. I could have feedback and talk, but I'm not going to because I'll keep going. Who's next?
I can go quick. Can you guys hear me? Can you hear me?
Yeah,
Yes. Okay. So I know we kind of talked about it on the way home, but I would say mine is, I forget, I don't know if it was Paula. But like for me with recruiting, I think that I'm always annoying people, and that like anyone I kind of reach out to would not ever want to do it. So I think for me, it was kind of like, I don't know, I think Paula said it, like you're doing them a disservice by not showing them this opportunity. So for me, it was like, okay, just put all of like what people think of you away, and just, if you really want this bad enough, you have to put yourself out there and you have to be vulnerable. And big deal, they say no, I can move on to someone next. But it was just, I'm such a people pleaser, and I hate putting myself out there, and it's like, not embarrasses me, but I just feel stupid when I do it. But to be successful in this business, I know that you do just have to kind of forget what people think of you and just go balls to the wall if you really want it. So I think for me, that's kind of my next thing that I've been working on this week, is just putting stuff out there, and I always do send my messages, but make sure I'm on top of it every single day. Cause I will take a day off or something like that, but just kind of staying on top of everything, and yeah, not caring what people are think about me. But so I would say that would be the biggest, is instead of looking at it as like what people think of me, what people would want from this business and the opportunity with it is huge. So I'm actually doing a disservice not telling them and not giving them the opportunity. So I would say that would be my biggest. And also the second thing I have to say is, don't order vodka for delivery service from an app. You won't get it. That's all I'm going to say too.
Oh, shit. Did you get charged?
It's still pending. I talked to the people yesterday, and he apologized 10 times. I didn't really care. All I wanted was my vodka on Saturday night that we didn't get. So, yeah, he said he wasn't going to charge me. It changed to like a canceled
Okay.
whatever, but my card is still pending.
I will stop at the gas station. Awesome. I totally agree. And if you're not friends with Ash on Facebook, you should find her and check out the post that she did today because that was really, really good. All right. Who wants to roll that? Awesome.
Okay, I'll try to talk fast. But something that I felt like was always kind of corny or just made me like feel kind of uncomfortable was when people would ask you like, why are you doing this, or what's your why? And I think that it has so much power when you actually can acknowledge it, and it should like almost ignite some sort of emotion with you, because I think that that's what's going to drive you, is the heart of it. And at Summit, they asked us to write down your why, and they asked you the same question 3 times. Like, so for you, like, why are you doing Zaya? What does it mean to you? Just simply, why did you do this? So I have like 2 different things. I have like when I first started Zaya, like, why did I do this? But quickly it changed so fast, and like, why am I doing it now, or what does it mean to me now? So when I first joined, and I'm just going to tell you guys mine, because I think that when you hear somebody else's, like, you should be able to see like the emotion or like that the heart of it. So at first mine was the community and the friendships that I thought I could get out of it. So just really that community. So like, why? What does community mean to me? Like friendships that, like I had never been one to have a lot of girlfriends. So I felt like that was something that I was craving. And then like, why was I craving like those friendships or whatever? To make memories with women, to love on other women, and have like trustworthy friendship. Makes you realize your own self-worth. So that was like that is like how I broke that down as to like when I first started. But now this is a completely different thing for me, although that's all still very important to me. Now why Zaya honestly is the financial freedom. So, and then like, why is that like what I'm doing right now? So I grew up and we had a family of 7. So we struggled and there wasn't a lot of like extra ever. And that's something like when I started my marriage, that was kind of the same way. There was just not extra, and it was very paycheck to paycheck. And then I decided to stay home. So we lived off of one income. So I feel like now I can provide an income, doing something like I stated above, still making these friendships and having this community, but I'm able to like make it possible to not live that way, and to be able to travel with my husband and afford to like make memories with my children. And like, I am doing that. Like, I'm making that possible for my family. So that is how, like, I think that you can break it down, because you could just say like, oh, the extra money. Well, why? Like, why do you want that extra money?
Mm-hmm.
I want to be able to make memories. Why? Like, ask yourself more than once and break it down, because there's a heart of it somewhere, but you just might not know because you've never been forced to ask. And like, I wrote mine down and like shared it with Shane, and it's like I could have been bawling, because it's like, I didn't really know financially like why. I just knew like, hey, I like making this extra money. So really like try to break it down, and there's going to be a heart, and that heart is what's going to drive you. And it's really what's going to help you power through, because there are times I don't want to do a live video, or like I don't want to do something. But your why is your reminder to why you're doing this. And when you say it out loud, or you share it with your partner or your friend or your mom or your sister, it just helps you remember why you're doing it, and can really help you like get to where you want to be. So like too, like with trying to reach Punta Cana, like I'm doing that for Shane and I, like we didn't get to take a honeymoon. So like, if I can give that to us, like that's why I'm working so hard. So that, just find something like that that's going to like pull you when you are dragging your feet. That's all. Bye.
Good job. That's good. I have nothing to say after that, because that's legit. It's so true. They told me to write it down, and I had nothing. It's an exercise. All right. Who wants to roll next? I mean, somebody's got to want a little bit. Katie.
I'll go. My kids are walking up the stairs, so if they come back down, it's game over. But
It's okay. They're so cute.
it's so loud up in here. So mine are kind of, I mean, there's like two big ones I took away. One was basically like I need to clean up my social media as far as like consistency, because I feel like when they were talking about Instagram and having like 5 different things or topics or whatever that you post to make it more, you know, consistent and less of just like a crapshoot. Like that was my biggest thing is, gosh, I post the weirdest things, and people who follow me are probably like, why do I follow this girl? And like, do you know what I mean? So that was a big one for me, was just the social media aspect. But the other one, which I actually didn't realize hit me so hard until I got home, was like, it blows my mind how much of this business is like being a team. Like the group of women who are so successful, and I don't mean like having a bunch of people on your downline or whatever, but like they are a team. Like they love each other. They like cheer for each other. Like they want to see each other win. It's amazing to be a part of something that, you know, we call work, that is just a bunch of women, or, you know, a few men just like loving up on each other and helping each other and promoting each other. And it's insane. Like I got home and this morning I was just like writing down all this stuff about teamwork, and oh my gosh, and it was just like flooding into me. I'm like, this is crazy. Like, this is so, we are doing this with each other and for each other, and like we're successful doing this. Like and it starts with Erin Bradley. I feel like she's a perfect example of, you know, she just wants to see other women succeed. And I feel like the people who are most successful in this business have those same like goals and feel the same way. So I guess it really made me look at like, man, I need to pour more into my team, because without them, like none of us would be here. You know what I mean? And every time a new recruit comes on, like if it's just, I don't know, I could go on and on and on, but I won't. But that was my biggest thing, is just the teamwork and how important it is to just support each other and be there for each other and help each other. Because if we do that, we are all going to go so far in this business, and the rest will just fall into place as far as like the sales and stuff. It was just awesome.
That is so true. It's 100% accurate. And I feel like we got very close. I feel like people over there got very, very, very close this weekend. And Barrett, which is Kimberly's husband. No, but it's a good point. And it's true. Like when people were either speaking or getting recognized, like when some of the people did, like the noise and the support that you heard from their team was incredible. And like truly, like Ellie's shirts that say we rise by lifting others is so legitimate, because you cannot do it by yourself. Okay, so who has not? Kimberly and Melissa, I don't think have shared yet.
I can go. Or Kimberly, you want to go? I'll just go.
Awesome.
Sure. Okay. So I have like 3 huge pages of takeaways that I wrote down all today. They gave us like little notebooks, but and so I put it all on this. But so my main 2 was that really stuck with me for my business in particular was, one was that, because I feel like sometimes I get in months where I'm not like putting all the effort that I possibly could. And I think it was Paula, and pretty sure it was her, who said you can always relaunch yourself and your business. Like just because you have like maybe like off month, or like you're too busy, or like something happens that you don't put as much effort as you could into your business, is that you can the next month or the next day, you can just relaunch yourself. It's not like you have to just feel like you're just going down, 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 because that's sometimes where I'm like, oh my gosh, like I'm just going down. And so it's like knowing that, getting that mindset, like I can relaunch myself. I am now like, that's kind of like what I'm doing in my business. I'm shifting my mindset completely. That's what Ellie talked about a lot. So knowing that, it just felt good to hear someone else say, like, it's okay, you can relaunch yourself, all good, just like had to change what I've been doing. And then the second one that really stood to me is that because I want to be a leader for my team and just for anyone in general, is that I want, like, the work I'm doing, like, I want to show, like, my team, like, it's possible to get very far in this business and to really succeed. So in order for me to show, I know they're both on here, but I really want to be that example. And so I can't just be sitting here being like, okay, I'm just going to do this and this and this. Like, I really want to show them, like, everything that they can do in this business. And so I have to do it first and, like, really show them that and, like, guide them, help have them just be as successful. So it's like, that really was like a wake up call, like, Melissa, get your shit together and really turn this into something, because I know I can do so much more, and I know my team, we can all do it together, and all of you. So those are my main two. But also I kept hearing for everyone, like, the 60-second story is write down your story so that every time you're recruiting or talking to someone, you have it down to a T of, like, what your story is. It says it's like what, or it's like who you are, what you do, and what you're lacking. But then when it's like, then what you were what you are, who you are, what you do, what you were lacking, and then you found Zaya. Something like that. It's like you find your 60-second story, write it down so that you can say it every single time when you're recruiting. So, or talking to someone, what your story is. So you don't, like, just go on and on and on. It's just like a big 60-second story. So that's, there's so much, but those are, like, the big threes that really stood to me in my business.
I really like that. And I would encourage you now, since you've put yourself out there, when you have your 60-second story done, if you could share it on our team page on a live, that would be awesome.
I would love to.
Okay. Awesome. 60 seconds. Mine's going to be like 4 minutes. All right. Kimberly, does anybody else feel like the Brady Bunch when we do this? Where you should be like, or no?
It totally looks like Brady Bunch, like the beginning, like,
Okay.
So I'm kind of going off of what a lot of y'all have already said, but there were so many good points. But three things that really stuck out to me. I had never heard of the 5-second rule, that book that everybody talked about a few times up there, basically being like, if you're not sure if you should do something, count down 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, do it. Like, quit questioning it, quit overthinking it and whatnot. And y'all, I've been with Zaya. This is my 7th month, and I had never announced it on Facebook. Straight up, just out of fear, out of all the normal things that you hear people say about being judged and whatnot. And for some reason, that 5-second rule stuck out to me so much that I literally posted, like, right before I came on this call. I did this big thing and I posted, and I was just like, fuck it, I'm going to do it. Like, that's it. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. And I clicked it and it was done. So I think that's really important. It's a whole mindset game and whatnot. And going off of what I think, Ashley, I think you said it, you're scared that you're, like, bothering people. Like, Paula had talked about it. Like, and it stuck out to me when she was like, Paula had said, if this has been a blessing to you, why are you holding out on this blessing to somebody else? If you get those 10, no's and whatnot, that 11th person might be like, oh my God, I've needed this. Like, yes, tell me more. So that kind of, pushes you a little bit more too, because my brain was always, I really don't want to bother you. Like, but why wouldn't I share this with people? It's been so great to me already. Like, why would I not do that? So that kind of shifts your mindset a little bit on when you're trying to recruit, and whatnot. And then this is actually when we were back in the room waiting for the vodka. Leah had said it. It was, we were talking about different styles and whatnot. And, we've said it on all these calls, like, don't compare, stay in your own lane, yada, yada, yada. But, Leah had said, so-and-so does it this way. This is direct sales. I know 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. This is how I do it. This is how you should do it because it was successful for me. Whereas somebody else might be like, that didn't work for me. This worked for me. So it kind of shifts things because, the girls that were there this weekend, I am not great at Facebook parties. I'm not, but I found a different niche that I do. I am now going more towards like charity and fundraising, and those have been really successful to me. And when Leah had said that, I was like, that's exactly what it is, because it's hard when you sit back and you're like, oh, this person just got $1,000 on a 10 invite Facebook party, and I've had 6 duds in a row type thing. So again, the don't comparison game, and I think it's good to teach our teams that way too. It's like, just because this worked for me does not mean it's your way to do it. Maybe you're going to find something else, and it's not wrong and it's not right, but it's right for you. So those are my 3 big points on that one.
That's good. And it's so true. And I'm glad that was taken away, because sometimes, and that's one thing that I truly admire about Zaya, is that at those conferences, you do kind of get that feeling where like you walk away and you're like, I still can make this my own, rather than people like shoving a system down your throat, because that is like a burden churn. So that's really, thanks for bringing that up. That's really good. Caitlin. You don't have to, nobody has to share.
No, that's fine.
You have some great
mine was similar to, I think Katie was talking about it. Just like consistency. And I feel like you hear it over and over and over. But it is so important in the direct sales industry, I think. And so just to hear it like again and from multiple people, and like the highest people with the highest ranks in the company was just hit me again, because I think, it was Katie that was saying, right, that your Instagram is kind of like all over the place. And that's kind of how mine is. Like, I'm still trying to figure out what I'm doing, or like the content I'm posting and stuff. So I think just being consistent, I'd like to like get a schedule going with that, and be posting at the right times and the right stuff. So I don't know. I guess that was big for me, just to hear it again from like multiple people, and just to like stick with it, because I know a lot of people quit after. Shauna and I had a good conversation about this. A lot of people quit their business after month 3, for instance. And like people who hang in there are the ones that rise to the top. So just reassuring again. And that was awesome. That was my biggest thing. And then also I just wrote down like collaborations. That's something that I want to get better at. And so they kind of touched on like the best points to do that. And I think I can certainly post that in the group. I took a picture of the PowerPoint, so I can post that if nobody has yet. But just like ideas of how to get the best collaborations going. So that was big for me, because like some of the other stuff we have such easy access to, like just being so close to Christy's page, like Zag Gals, and Ellie and Leah and stuff. So we do get a lot of that information already on a daily basis. But the collaborations piece was one that I haven't like dove into yet. It's been on my mind, but just learned some more about it. So that's it.
Thank you. Yes, that is good. Consistency, it's key. And no matter what style you have or how you do it, as long as you're consistent, that's like the biggest thing. And if it feels good and you do it consistently, that was also part of our conversation this weekend, which we're all at a different level now because of Shauna. Thank you very much. So, okay, I don't even need to get into any of that. You guys all said it so well. Does anybody have any questions, like for people who weren't there, or anybody that wants to add things? Yes.
Okay, can I add something quick?
Yeah.
Sorry, it's me again. I remember when I I told Leah a couple times, like, I just can't recruit. Like, I'm just meant to sell this stuff. I can't recruit. And I had like a few friends that, joined me first, but then like when I was really like wanting to recruit, it was because I wanted to win something. and I wanted to win the Apple Watch and the Nikes. And just like that, like I saw that I was gonna do it, and I was like, I'm gonna do this. And I told people I was gonna do it, and I told so many people like that probably don't even want to hear me talk. Like I would tell my mom and my sister Shane, and I would like say it again and again, and how close I am to getting it. And once I started to believe that I could do it, I just did it. And it sounds like the most ridiculous advice because Leah told me this, and I swear to God, I said to Shane, I think Leah just tells me this stuff to like stay positive. Like she's just telling me this. But really, it sounds like it can't be possible. But when you start putting out what you want to receive, it is insane what happens. I told myself that I was going to go to Punta Cana, you guys, and I'm halfway there in 1 month. Like I said that I was going to hit director. I've said it before, but that's not the point. Like this month, I said I was going to do it. I said it 100 times. I told people about it, and I hit director. Like you have to put it out there. You have to believe. If you're just saying like, yeah, I'm going to try to get to Punta Cana, well, then you're not going, and you're just going to see the pictures of me there on the beach. You know, like you need to believe that you can do it. Like genuinely, like how is it going to happen? Like Shane this month, he's like, so like, do you have people lined up? It's like, no, but like that doesn't concern me because I know I'm going to find them. Like they're waiting for me. So you just need to start thinking that way, because otherwise, like I'm going to get those people that could be yours, because that's, you know, you just have to go out there before somebody else does, because it's not coming to you. Like you put it out there so that it can find you. But if you're not putting that out there, it's not going to find you. So that's it.
Go ahead. Were you going to say something?
No. Yeah. Can I say something really
Yeah,
quick?
go for it.
So going along with what Shauna was saying, just bringing up Ali's presentation at the summit and thinking about your mindset, just having that right mindset really can help in just being positive, even though there's going to be negatives along the way. I don't know if anyone can see her presentation that wasn't there. I'm assuming they recorded it, but I'm not sure. But her presentation was awesome. So if they do have that recording, I suggest all of you guys watch it who weren't there.
Mm-hmm. Yes, absolutely. And I think that I know it's on Zygals, and I know all of the information will also be posted in the back office. I'll check if it's there yet, but that's a really good point as well, because she did touch on that a lot. And to end, or just I guess to kind of wrap up to what Shauna said, if there's two things that you guys can look into right away, I would look into just like Google the law of attraction. I mean, I know it seems very basic, so like you get what it is, but just kind of Google the law of attraction and read about it. And then the book, The Secret, it's an older book, and it's like, it's kind of weird, and it's like a little bit put it like things out into the universe and like, you know, out there, but I truly 100% believe in the theory that it's talking about. There's actually a Netflix show on it, which is super weird. But Google the law of attraction, look into the book, or Spark Notes, The Secret. Those would be two really good places to start. And then from there, you can kind of just dive into it. But if everybody's good, I think we're good. We're 4 minutes over, which is, I don't know, probably a record. And I'll keep you guys posted in terms of what it's going to look like going forward. I'm not exactly sure when we're going to start collabing with other people, but I do think it's going to be really helpful. So that's what I have. And this is recorded. I'll get it on the team page. Once I have it converted tonight, I'll get it on the team page so we can share it. You guys can share it with your teams too. And Ash, I hope your vodka shows up. Make sure you change the delivery address.
I don't think it's coming. I've just cut ties with it.
Okay, we'll talk to you guys soon.